Gutter Trash is a proud member of the Comics Podcast Network.
Paul Hackett is having a terrible night. He's lost in Soho, all his money is gone, it's raining, and he just wants to go home. Not to mention the angry mob trying to kill him. Every move he makes, every good deed he tries to perform, bites him in the ass in Martin Scorsese's darkly comic, After Hours. Gutter Trash, episode 93, After Hours. My name is Eric.
I am Jason.
Although this is not, we're not doing this after hours.
No.
We're doing this on hours.
This is regular time slot.
Yes.
Can you imagine doing this after hours? It'd be like 2 in the morning.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
We've done it once.
Yeah. Never again.
Huh?
Never again.
Yeah. And you know what? I think it was a year ago.
Really?
I think.
Like last September?
I think we didn't, maybe I'm wrong. Could be wrong. I think I'm wrong.
Was it Memorial Day weekend?
I think that's what I was thinking.
Maybe that's what it was, yeah.
Not Labor Day weekend is what I was thinking.
Yeah. Got it all wrong.
I'm very wrong, usually, all the time. Maybe we should, we've got I have our new spin-off podcast, League Night.
Mm-hmm.
The podcast that talks about the Justice League with Joe Grunenwald.
Yeah.
Maybe you and I should start a second spin-off Gutter Trash podcast, Gutter Trash After Dark.
Ooh. Wow.
And,
we bring it down a little bit.
Huh? Bring it down a little bit.
A little more romantic, maybe?
A little more romantic. We bring some ladies in here.
Some
candles, some wine.
Smooth jazz.
Occasionally a celebrity guest of some sort.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds kind of funky, but fun.
No, sure.
Nah.
I think we can make it work.
Getting the smooth jazz and the wine and that, I mean, that sounds reasonable, but doing it late at night and having ladies over,
Right.
that just doesn't seem reasonable.
Do you think that there's something wrong with my apartments that would keep ladies away?
Well, other than the fact that we're in it, I mean, that'd be like the main thing.
So not the leaky ceiling or the kitchen full of trash?
Yeah.
Those are fine.
Ladies love it. They're like, "What, did something just drip on me? I'm gonna go refresh my glass. Holy shit! This is amazing." That's my lady voice.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
If I hadn't been here to see you talking, totally would have thought it was a lady.
I'm sure the listeners waiting for us to bring in our guest.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's just us.
Yep.
That was me. It's the same voice I do at Drag Night down at Carl's Drag House.
Where's that located? Just in case our listeners want to go.
Just on the other side of the tracks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the heroin tracks. Carl's been doing a lot of H. Recession and all.
It seems like an expensive drug to be hooked on during a recession.
Not if you are willing to blow anyone at any time.
Oh, all right, well,
yeah, and that's been Carl's motto since day one. Before he even had the drug problem. Now he just found a reason to apply his trade, yeah.
Bring it down quickly. That's us.
So on a positive note, love your new haircut.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Eric got a haircut.
Yes, I did. I know I posted it on Facebook, so I think most of our listeners have seen it by now.
Oh, you did a photo on there?
My cousin-in-law demanded proof.
Yeah. Your cousin-in-law?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what else is he?
I'm
just cousin's husband.
Yeah,
it's still cousin-in-law.
That's right. It's not a term I'm too used to hearing.
Yeah, it's because
frequently.
I probably made it up, and I enjoy saying it.
Okay, is this the cousin that, like, the younger dude who's like into like Twilight and stuff like that? Is that?
No, that's my nephew.
Yeah. I was like, because if it's his husband, you know, that might.
Yeah. Again, nephew. No,
oh, he's your nephew. Okay.
Yeah, if my nephew was married, then that'd be my nephew-in-law.
I was wondering what you'd call that.
Or whatever.
Niece-in-law.
Yeah.
Niece-in-law.
Well, it depends. I guess it depends on which way he falls. Eventually.
Exactly.
But no, this is a person married to my cousin, who is not my nephew.
And they're very interested in your hair.
Well, I posted it on Facebook that I was thinking about shaving my head, and then I eventually did shave my head, and he demanded proof that I did. So I don't have a camera of my own, so I had to have my coworker take a picture of me with his phone, and then email that picture to me,
right,
so that I could post it as proof.
That's weird. It's not like you said, you know, I caught a 40-pound fish.
Right,
you know?
right.
It's like, I cut my hair.
Yeah. And not only that, but this is a person who is going to see me in like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it looks good. You didn't like razor it with a straight razor.
No, I've got a nice covering of fuzz.
Yeah, a little fuzz.
Yeah,
you look like a ripe peach.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like to rub it. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And I like to touch my head.
Yeah. Those are both fun things to do when you're bored. Yeah, I always liked a freshly shaven noggin. I used to have one in high school quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah. And I would just, you know, sit there in class and like,
oh yeah,
just kind of feel the fuzz of your head. It's kind of fun.
It does. Well, like I said, it feels good. I like to do this. I'm doing it right now.
It's like a pincushion.
Yeah.
Like you can just kind of touch it without touching your actual head.
Yeah.
Just the top of your. Yeah, it's nice.
But whenever I see myself in a mirror, still a little freaked out.
Really?
Yeah, that's not me.
No.
Me has hair.
Me has hair. Well, your mom works in owns a beauty salon.
Yep.
Perhaps she has access to all manner of wig and hairpiece that you could borrow.
No, because it's usually provided by the customer.
Okay.
She does. She will.
She might know a guy.
Well, hopefully not. But she does do like if you bring in a wig, she will style it.
Wow.
Yeah. But no, I think the worst thing than being freaked out whenever I see a mirror is wearing a wig.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see rocking a toupee though.
Yeah.
Maybe the Superman curl.
If I do actually ever go bald, like not on purpose, yeah, I'm just gonna
come over,
keep this haircut or like to the skin bald. Yeah, because there is no point in trying to cover that.
Yeah, I like the to the skin thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of sleek.
Yeah, and you're owning it. You're like, I'm going bald anyway. I might as well just finish it up.
You're like, I'm doing this more so than nature.
Right. Like, it's spitting in the face of nature.
Yeah, it is. It kind of is. You're like, oh, you want me to lose a little hair? Well, how about this, buddy? You come home late at night, Mother Nature's sitting on the couch, smoking cigarettes and eating candy out of a cardboard box. She's like, oh my god, what did you see? This is my other lady voice. This is my older lady voice. Oh my god, what did you do to your hair? That's the other lady, aged 36 years. Yeah, but yeah, it looks good.
Thank you.
That was my original point.
Well, I appreciate it. I was worried.
It is always a little intimidating.
Yeah, very few people can pull off this look, let alone bald. And I was, I've always, maintained a thick head of hair.
Right.
So I was very afraid that maybe underneath that thick head of hair was going to be like a lumpy skull.
Right. Like a malformed.
Yeah.
Like a big
like
protruding.
a Bill Duke or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like a big nasty looking bump that you didn't know.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I think the eye patch that you've started wearing really it really takes away the you don't really notice the hair at first. You're like, whoa, you got an eye patch.
Right.
Oh, did you also? Oh, you also cut your hair.
That was my plan. I wanted to ease people into the haircut,
Right.
by making them think that perhaps I have lost my eye.
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna probably have to take off the eye patch. It's really fucking with my depth of field.
Right. Plus, I know you just bought those Director's Hall tickets to Piranhas in 3D, so you'll kind of have to.
Yeah.
As reluctant as you may be.
You joke.
Mm-hmm.
And while I perhaps maybe don't want to see it in 3D, I do want to see Piranha 3D.
I bet it's pretty fun.
Oh, yeah. I did find out that it's not real 3D. They just converted it after the fact.
Oh, okay.
They intended to shoot it in 3D, but they didn't use the Avatar cameras or anything like that.
Right.
So it's converted fake 3D. So, I'd still rather just give my money to the 2D version.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that movie looks like a ton of fucking fun.
I would imagine it's better than some movies I've seen in the theater this year.
Yeah. Like a Scott Pilgrim?
No. Actually, that was very enjoyable, and I don't think Piranhas would be better. I would imagine I would enjoy it more than the Expendables, though.
Yeah.
I really would. Not that I hated the Expendables, but I was very let down with it.
Right.
So
Didn't stir up anything within you.
it did not. I think the trailer is better than the movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where you see the trailer and you're like, oh my god, all these people are in this movie.
Right.
And that's
pretty much
the best part. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the best part of the movie.
Yeah, I had wanted to see it, but then I think I started realizing that I think I only wanted to see it because I'm supposed to want to see it.
Yeah.
And tell you something I do definitely want to see. That is Machete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Machete.
That is coming out next week.
Is it that fast?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah. Saw a commercial for it on TV last night, which shocked and surprised me. And then I just my friend was here last night, and we were talking, and a Machete commercial came on, and I just stopped the conversation. I was just like, I want to see this.
Just kind of paused yourself.
Yeah.
Well, out of respect.
For Machete.
And yeah. Like I was telling you this yesterday, I think. I walk into the room and my roommate is watching Steven Seagal's Marked for Death, and I didn't know what it was. It was like the beginning of the movie, but it was like after the credits of the opening sequence.
Right.
And Steven Seagal is like manhandling Danny Trejo, like slapping him around, condescending into him, wrapping his mouth in duct tape, and then tossing him into the back of the car and just kind of closing the car and just standing there and talking to one of his friends. Very disrespectful towards Mr. Trejo.
Yes.
And I could only imagine the entire time how seething and fuming Danny Trejo, the man, not the actor, is just like, I could take this guy in 40 seconds. He would be out. Yeah. And I was like,
I bet the actor was probably feeling that too.
Yeah. I mean, the character?
The character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
but more so the man. Yeah.
It seemed wrong, and I just can't wait to see if there's
the tables turn.
If maybe you're like, well, he seemed to go overboard there for a second. Maybe just took it a little too far.
Yeah.
Nothing against Mr. Seagal.
Not everything against him.
He just seems like a
terrible human being. Yeah.
He was wearing this great outfit. It was like,
was it black?
It was he had the black. He had a puffy black coat with a black scarf on. And then he had stone-washed jeans and white high tops. And I was watching it with Doogie and our 4-year-old roommate Theo, and we were trying to tell Theo, he would every time a Jamaican guy with crazy eyes would walk on the screen, he'd be like, "He's a bad guy." And I was like, you can tell the good guys, right? And he's like, "How?" I was like, "He's got a ponytail." So we were teaching him, false information, which is.
Good guys have ponytails and bad guys are black.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Hollywood teaches us.
Yeah, it's true. Although I think less of the ponytail nowadays.
Yeah. That's kind of...
Nobody wants a ponytail.
No. Not even the bad guys. I can't blame him.
Yeah.
I had a ponytail when I was a little kid.
Not when I was a little kid, but junior high.
Yeah, it was for like 10, 12, something like that. But I think I was gonna say, I think I've had every bad haircut.
Right.
You know, rat tail, the spike.
Yeah.
I think I had a mohawk for like 2 hours because I wanted to shave my head, and my friend was like, "Let's give you a mohawk." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then I think we went and bought some CDs, and I came home and was like, "Get rid of it."
Yeah. When I was doing this, there was a thought that I should temporarily, for like 5 minutes, give myself a mohawk.
Oh, that would be a good Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't have cameras.
Yeah.
That worked. I was just sort of haphazardly just chopping hair off, so it wasn't really planned. But what was I going to say?
Haircuts. Phones. 4-year-olds. Danny Trejo. Duct tape Seagal.
Oh, crap, I don't know.
Yeah. You know who else was in Machete? Cheech Marin.
Cheech Marin, yeah. Who happened to also be in the movie we watched.
The movie we watched.
Yes.
Which one was that?
It was After Hours by Marty Scorsese and starring Griffin Dunn.
A bunch of ladies.
And a bunch of ladies. And some other folk.
Which one is Terry Garr?
Terry Garr was the lady with the beehive.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, because I knew the name and I knew her face, and I was like, those two must be the same person.
So you did know who she was?
Well, I was guessing. I I recognized that lady's face,
right?
And I recognized Terry Garr's name. And
But
I was like,
you didn't put them together.
Gotcha. I was like, I bet they're the same person.
Right. I like a Terry Garr.
Mm-hmm.
Probably stems from Young Frankenstein, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like Catherine O'Hara too.
I like Catherine O'Hara as well.
Yeah. She's been in all those like Waiting for Guffman type movies, right?
She is, and I think she was in the first 3 Home Alones. I think
was she really?
She was the mom. Yeah.
Was she really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah. SCTV alumni.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Funny lady.
Yep.
The ha-has follow when she speaks. But yeah, there's a lot of good supporting characters in this movie.
A lot of good actors.
Yeah.
A lot of good actors in small roles.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Griffin Dunn in the lead role, not exactly what anyone would consider a A-lister.
Yeah.
But you know what? I really like that guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen him in anything else.
Yes, you have.
Really?
Yeah. American Werewolf in London.
Was he the buddy?
Yes.
Okay. Ah.
Admittedly, he probably would not have recognized him as he spends most of that movie as a zombie.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he was pretty good in that movie.
For some reason, I just, I don't know, it seems like my childhood was full of Griffin Dunn.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why, because when I was a kid, my parents used to have HBO, and so we'd get in, the little HBO TV guide thing.
Okay.
It was a book about the size of a mini comic. And it had all the listings for HBO for the next month. And I just remember reading a lot of the movies had Griffin Dunn in it. A lot of their movies that HBO was hyping up at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe he owned some stock or
I don't know.
was banging somebody.
Because honestly, I could not think of any movie other than these two that that he was in. Maybe Amazon Women on the Moon.
That was him?
I think so.
Did he play one of the women or the moon? He played the moon.
He played the moon.
Yeah. Man, he is a good character actor.
This is a Martin Scorsese film that neither of us has seen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And also a Martin Scorsese film that is not a typical Scorsese movie.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. I laughed numerous times.
Yeah.
You didn't seem to.
I chuckled.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't crack. I mean, it's a dark. It's
not
a dark comedy.
Yeah.
It's not like Hot Tub Time Machine or anything.
No. Hey, I still want to see it.
Yeah, I know you do.
I'm being serious. Yeah.
I thought of you the other day because they had it on the express rental section at the library, and I was like, should I get that for 3 days? No.
It's free.
Yeah. Well, then you have to take it back within 3 days, or it's like $1 a day.
Right.
And I'll usually forget on the express ones because I'm used to having them for a week, and then I've rented it for $5 by the time I take it back. And,
I understand then.
long sordid affair.
Yes. But still, I'll see it someday.
Yeah. I've heard it's not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's like dark though.
Yeah,
it's
pretty dark. I know I laughed a few times at things that probably weren't supposed to be funny. But not in that bad movie kind of way.
Yeah.
But just because I'm a fucked up person, and I thought it was hilarious.
Like, I think the funniest thing that I remember was the graffiti in the bathroom.
Oh yeah,
That was pretty good. That'd actually make a great avatar if I had a Facebook or something.
right.
I don't know if that would be legal.
I don't know. I don't see why not.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
It's not pornographic, really. It's just...
I don't know a thing about Facebook other than I try to say funny things that usually fail.
No. Damn it.
But anyway, yeah, he walks into a bathroom at one point in the movie, and right next to the mirror is some graffiti of a guy with a huge dick being eaten by a shark.
Yeah, the dick being eaten by the shark.
Yes.
Yeah, not the huge. Like, and my favorite part of it is, I mean, it's just there's probably 4 lines in the drawing.
Right, yeah.
But my favorite part is the like, just unassuming blank expression on the man's face as he's just, kind of watching his penis being eaten by a shark.
Yep.
Like, he's not freaking out. His eyebrows not even raised.
Yep.
But that was my favorite part.
So overall, what'd you think?
There's definitely parts of it that I thought were kind of boring or just didn't work. But overall, it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like, it was a fun movie. A lot of quirkiness, which kept it interesting for the most part.
It takes a while to get there, though.
It does, yeah.
I completely agree with you. It's a fine movie, but there are a lot of slowness, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get going.
Yeah. It's like an old car. It just needs a little. I don't know. That was a bad analogy, but yeah, it's slow to start.
Yeah.
And like, I've always had a problem. Like, I was trying to think of it during the movie. I was like, trying to think of an example, and usually it's movies that I forget about because I don't like them. But the only one that I do like that has a similar thing is Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the Tim Burton movie. Like, I've always hated movies, or like hated the premise in movies where, the main story or the main character is like, he's like, I gotta do this, I'm trying to do this, and the whole movie's like him trying to do this, but like things get in his way.
Right.
It's just kind of frustrating to me. And like that scene in Pee-wee's Big Adventure where he's like, I'm looking for my bike, and then the bike goes by on the highway on a truck, and you're like, oh, it's right there, oh! Like the same thing in this movie. I just kind of had that. I don't know what that plot device is called, but I've always just been a little bugged by that, where the character's just kind of like whining about this one thing that he wants, and like you're just like, there's this $20 bill, he could just rip it off. I don't know. I always get frustrated when I watch movies with that scenario.
Well, that to me it seems as if then you are 100% connecting with that movie, with that character, and with that character's problem. Because don't you think they're frustrated too?
Well, yeah. But it gets to the point where I'm like, it's not like, oh my god, is he gonna do it? I'm like, I don't even care anymore. It just went by in the background. Your fucking bike's right there, Pee-wee. If you paid attention, this movie would be over already. But no, I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, it's an awesome movie. Okay, well then also, I mean, isn't that essentially the plot of every movie, though?
Well, not where.
I mean, not to the point where, like, you know, the character is exasperated and, you know, then he spends 10 minutes giving exposition of everything that you've already seen.
Yeah, exactly.
As happens in this movie.
Yeah.
But, I mean, essentially, though, it's the plot to everything.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but in most movies, you don't know exactly how they're gonna get to, you know, like, you know, they need to do something. There's a primary motivating cause or whatever, but yeah, when they're like, I just want to do this one simple thing, and you're like, oh my god, it's gonna take 2 hours for me to do this one simple thing, like. Like, that's, I mean, like, if he was like, all I have to do is liberate this entire, you know, country and kill the Tsar, you know, like, well, that might be an interesting movie, but when he's like, I just want to go home, you know, then, and you know, he lives like 4 blocks away, you know, that's whenever it frustrates me.
Well, he lived a little more than 4 blocks away.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have just walked home.
Yeah. It's probably like 40 blocks away.
It seemed like quite a distance. New York's a big city.
It's a big apple.
It is a big apple. Right? I think because it's actually, I think if you were to like eat the streets, it would taste like an apple.
Oh, that's what I hear.
That's what they call it that.
Yeah. That's why I never go there.
You're afraid of rot.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Or you just don't like apples.
Actually, I ate an apple today.
Oh,
it was a little apple though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's a little
comparatively.
Well, I mean, compared to New York, or a little as in like compared to a regular apple.
Oh no, I mean it was a
regular apple.
It was a decent sized apple.
Okay,
maybe even larger.
Right.
It was a biggish apple.
But not as big.
But compared to the city that never sleeps, and not so big. Yeah.
Well, now I'm confused. What city were we talking about?
Chicago, the city that never sleeps.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always wondered why they call it the Windy City, because Wendy's originated in Dublin, Ohio.
Right.
I call that the Windy's City.
Right. And I mean, if you drive around Columbus, there's like a Wendy's on every corner.
Every corner, and a Kinko's.
Well, mostly the Wendy's.
Yeah.
I see mostly Wendy's.
Yeah.
But they're on every corner in Columbus, so yeah, that should be the Windy City.
Yeah, the Windy's City.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fine fast food establishment, by the way.
Yes, it is.
I hardly ever frequent there, but in my bouts of darkness, whenever I
revert from vegetarianism,
it's always Wendy's first.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
I think if you went McDonald's first, I'd have to disown you.
Yeah.
Because like if I was I'm not a diehard vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian at all. Even I avoid McDonald's.
Oh yeah, like the last time I got out of vegetarianism for like a brief, like, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months or whatever. I still didn't even eat at McDonald's other than their vegetarian breakfast foods.
Hey, I wouldn't even do that.
Well, it's when you're on the road,
I guess.
touring with the band.
But yeah, I mean, it's I am a guy who eats a lot of crap. I will try my hardest to never eat McDonald's, but Wendy's.
It's a couple notches above.
It is a couple notches above, and they have a wide variety of stuff, and they usually taste better, or at least appear to have the illusion of quality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dave Thomas, gone but not forgotten.
Indeed.
So
After Hours.
Yeah, I actually picked this because my coworker Monday Matt. I don't know if you know him because he only works on Mondays.
Is he the Matt that works on Mondays?
It's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's him. I was asking. This was like weeks and weeks ago, right before whatever my last movie pick was.
Right.
And I was asking people that day that I saw. I was like, "What's an underrated movie that you think is like, something worth watching that maybe has kind of slipped under the radar, maybe?" And he suggested After Hours. So I want to thank Matt Eastman.
All right.
Who doesn't listen? He doesn't even know that this. I think I told him why, so maybe he doesn't know. But
what other suggestions did you get? And why are you just asking people for movies to watch? Don't you have your own brain?
I have a list. I have a list, but it's nice to get input from your peers. I only asked like 3 people.
So okay.
And I worked with him for like 8 hours that day, so I figured.
Well, sure, you had to have something to talk about.
Yeah,
eventually.
exactly. Yeah. I forget what some of the other ones were. And one of them was like because I think I asked specifically like 2 or 3 people, but of course it's a retail establishment, and like one guy was like, The Bourne Identity, and I was like, he was like, well, yeah, I kind of want to see that, but I don't really want to review it necessarily.
We'll review it right now because I've seen it.
Yeah,
it's a fine movie. It sort of helps reinforces the whole terrible shaky cam action movie thing. But otherwise, it's a fine movie. Matt Damon is acceptable in the role. And it's also not underrated because everyone fucking loves it.
Exactly.
And it was a huge goddamn success that spawned 3 fucking sequels.
Yeah, that was my main problem. I was like, well, yeah, I've heard of that. I plan to see it. Like this movie, I was like, that was a Martin Scorsese movie? Like, I remember seeing that video box, because, like, when you walk in the video store, it's like the first thing there.
Well, it starts with A.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, After Hours. It's right there. So, like, I'd walk in the video store, and I remember always seeing that. Seriously, because they just alphabetized their movies at, I forget if it was Carrie's or the other one, but, yeah, and I'm like, that's an interesting looking cover, but I never even picked it up to look to see who directed it or who was in it. So yeah, underrated movie. Like, Matt gets it.
Yeah.
I forget what some of the other ones were, but nothing that made me go, wow, yeah.
Right. But speaking of the movie cover, Dean Walk, whatever. Yeah, it's something that I always remembered because it's very distinct.
Yeah, kind of cartoony.
Yeah, it's got Griffin Dunn's head being twisted around on a clock
by a giant
hand.
Set of fingers, yeah.
And it's got that neon cursive font.
That very 80s Fatal Attraction, I think. Was it?
Kind of, yeah. I knew that this was a Scorsese movie. I, in fact, actually had this on my Netflix queue that I just noticed the other day as I was trying to clean it out. So apparently, like, I had been wanting to watch this anyway.
Right. Sweet.
But I guess I did not. I guess by the description of the movie, I was expecting something else.
Yeah.
So, not to say that I'm disappointed in this movie, because, I'm not. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But I guess I expected more of a Bruce Willis, Kim Basinger, Blind Date kind of movie.
Blind Date, what a great movie. Maybe John Larroquette in the background. I thought it was going to be zanier, especially when I was like, Cheech and Chong are in this too? Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, I was preparing for super zany. But it was like a dark comedy, but it didn't get too dark.
No,
I mean, there was a couple deaths, and they weren't played for laughs like in a Leslie Nielsen movie or anything.
But, although I did laugh.
Oh yeah, but you're sick.
Right.
Sick. I mean, you're shaving on your head, shaving your hair, laughing at death. I don't know. Are you a Nazi?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit.
Yeah.
I hate Jews.
Yeah. I've always known that.
Yeah. So I'm glad there were none in this movie.
Jews and blacks.
Yeah.
It was in New York. Martin Scorsese was in the film. I don't know if he's... I
would assume he's Italian.
Yeah, he's probably Italian, but,
Also not black.
Okay, now there's where we're going to have to disagree. Did you see him in the movie?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that was great. He doesn't even have a line, but he appears. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Thank you for mentioning that. I was going to bring that up. Because it was just bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, just in case, I'm completely joking about hating Jews and blacks.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Nazi.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
Just to make sure. Yeah, sorry, Joe.
I didn't.
No, but he's
a Jew and a black.
No, he was probably shaving his head right now because, he was like, well, I'm part of the podcast. We're all Nazis now.
Well, that'd have been foolish because you didn't say you were.
That's true. he assumes a lot.
He does.
Yeah.
God damn it, Joe.
Yeah, you know what happens when you assume? You end up looking like a Nazi.
Yep.
That's the lesson to be taught today.
There's 2 S's in assume.
Oh, oh my god. Wow. That is very true.
Sorry, a jug band just traveled through here. I got distracted. So the punk club.
Yeah.
There's a punk club that features prominently within the movie. Admittedly, I'm not the age of that I was around when punk was huge originally.
Right.
But still seems to me as this is sort of the Quincy version of punk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't mean Quincy Punks, but like
the show Quincy with Jack
okay.
Klugman, where he went to a punk club.
Yeah. Like Hunter or one of those kind of things. Yeah. Yeah, it was very like exaggerated, but yet at the same time, you know, it's like the parts they did exaggerate didn't need to be,
right.
and the parts that should have been exaggerated weren't.
Right.
Like everything was really clean and squeaky, and the people were like loud, but they looked like garish cartoon versions of punks.
Right.
Yeah.
On the other hand, though, this is probably the only movie ever to have both the Monkees and Bad Brains in the soundtrack.
Wow. Yeah. That's probably true.
Yeah. And hey, I dig both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both class acts.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that. But they're both good.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't think the Bad Brains are a class act.
Because they're black and you hate blacks.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, as we also learned, blacks are evil.
Well, yeah. From
Right.
Thanks, Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
And the monkeys all had ponytails.
Yeah.
You know, they originally were called those monkey tails, but David Jones was going to sue, and you know, so they just ended up calling it ponytails. So that's how it got big, ponytail.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway. Rosanna Arquette really thought that she was going to be in the movie, throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's not. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Spoiler for a 26-year-old movie.
Yeah. Wow, 26 years.
1984, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy. But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's weird too because it kind of reminds me of because basically it's Martin Scorsese's his quirky revealing of New York's nightlife.
Right.
You know, like it's kind of dark and kind of funny, and which is kind of real similar to Bringing Out the Dead. I mean.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
I mean, it's a lot darker.
Oh, yeah, Bringing Out the Dead is not played for laughs.
Yeah, I mean, there's some funny parts.
Oh, of course.
But
yeah.
and they're mostly darkly funny.
Yeah.
But I do like that movie a lot more. I like Bringing Out the Dead.
Yeah.
But they kind of, it seemed like, like a similar kind of chord or whatever.
Yeah, it's New York After Hours, and like the title of this movie.
Yeah.
I think there's Rosanna Arquette in that movie too.
You're thinking of Nicholas Coppola. Nicholas Cage. Why did I call him Nicholas Coppola?
Because that's his real name.
Yeah. But I was like, what's his name? Nicholas something. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm serious. Isn't Rosanna Arquette also in Bringing Out the Dead?
I don't know.
She's in her post-Pulp Fiction, her entire face is pierced kind of thing.
Really?
Maybe it's Patricia Arquette? I don't know. I swear to God, I think an Arquette. Not David.
David
Arquette. We'll look at it during the break.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. I'm thinking.
Oh, no, never mind. I'm thinking of John Goodman.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. In the right light. Yeah, like in True Romance and the naked headlight scene in Lost Highway. I really did think that was John Goodman for a second. Yeah, fun movie. I wouldn't say. Yeah, Bring Out. Yeah. No, I wouldn't say it's my favorite Scorsese movie.
Oh, not at all.
I may, and like this isn't meant to be an insult. It may be my least favorite Scorsese movie that I've ever seen.
Right.
But that's like picking your least favorite, like pie or blowjob. Or, I mean.
Well, I can definitely think of a pie that I would hate.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Go for it.
Lemon meringue.
I love lemon meringue.
Rhubarb.
I've never had a rhubarb.
Pumpkin.
I bet I would love a pumpkin. In fact, I know.
I'm sure there are probably other pies that I just absolutely disgusted by.
Well, I'm talking about me picking a pie.
Well, okay,
I like
that's
pie.
fine.
I like some pie.
And I can also say that a toothy blowjob is also terrible.
Okay.
All right. So
Ben.
I think your comparison of this movie to pies and blowjobs is inadequate.
This movie is not a rhubarb pie or a toothy blowjob. Go check it out. In fact, it's more like getting a blowjob from a pie. That's
all right.
that's
I'm
how
done.
good it is. That's how good it is. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
No.
But no, I do agree with you that not the best Scorsese movie that I've seen.
I mean, I like his gangster stuff. I like it.
Oh yeah. Casino, Goodfellas.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mean Streets.
I've not seen that.
Really? Okay.
I'm pretty
Out for Justice.
I'm pretty sure that's not it.
We'll look that up during the break too.
All right. But yeah, I'm kind of. I don't think that there's actually a ton of Scorsese movies I've seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I've missed some of the big classic ones. I've seen Goodfellas, I've seen Casino, I've seen The Departed.
Raging Bull?
Nope.
Taxi Driver?
Nope.
Jesus Christ Superstar?
Nope.
Or Last Temptation of Christ?
Nope. Neither of them.
They're,
One of them was a sequel, right?
Yeah, he kind of broke tradition. Gangs of New York?
Nope.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. I know there's a couple other old ones I'm forgetting.
Kings of Comedy, I've never seen.
Oh, yeah.
Shutter Island, I haven't seen. The Aviator.
That's right.
Kundun.
Did he do Catch Me If You Can? He didn't do that, did
I think that was Spielberg.
he? Okay.
I've seen that. It's actually enjoyable.
I'd like to see The Aviator, too.
I don't know about that. I've not seen any of his rock and roll documentaries or concerts or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, he did some, like, blues and
No,
rock
he
and
did,
roll.
like Rolling Stones, and I think he did a Bob Dylan thing.
Okay. I know he had some sort of blues series on,
Maybe he did
like, HBO or something.
Maybe he did. I don't
But yeah, he's a fine director, still making great films.
know. Yeah. He's making like a children's horror movie next.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Does he have grandkids or something?
I don't know.
Wonder what makes him want to do that. Because I imagine he could do whatever he wants.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
I would like to see him maybe tackle a comedy again at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, not the best Scorsese movie I've seen, but it's still
Still a Scorsese.
really good. Yeah. I like all the characters in it. They were all quirky and funny and weird.
And diverse.
Yeah.
What was the like leather guy that was hanging out the apartment?
Horst.
Horse.
Yeah. Played by Will Patton. He's one of those guys that if you saw him now, like what he looks like today, you would be like, oh, it's that guy.
Oh, okay. He's that guy.
Yeah. But I totally recognized his name, but did not recognize him by face. He was young.
What was his line? He was like, "You're very disappointing," or something like that.
I'm very disappointed in you.
Or something. I forget.
Yeah.
Something. I think it was like,
It was Where's My Cheeseburger?
"Where's my cheeseburger?" Yeah.
With Fiorentino as the sculptress. She was in Men in Black.
Yeah. She looked familiar, but
Yeah.
couldn't place her. Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. And I
Uh,
love some of the like camera work, like a lot of the like sweeping effects or like fast forward effects, and
yeah.
like when you're slipping through the burn book or
You mean, those kind of cinematography tricks that, when done well, look awesome.
yeah,
But when done by everybody else, looks awful.
those are the
And
ones.
is overused
Yeah,
and everything. Like, yeah. So in a way, kind of fuck you, Martin Scorsese, for, doing that. Because I'm pretty sure that if someone else invented those little tricks, that it wasn't until Scorsese did them that it influenced people.
well, that's true, but I mean that would be like saying fuck Black Sabbath for making Limp Bizkit,
It kind of is. And I stick by that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I fucking love Black Sabbath, but, fuck them for influencing all the crap that they did.
Oh, see, you can't do that.
Oh, yeah, you kind of can.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's not worth getting rid of. Like, if they never existed.
I'm not saying, that they shouldn't ever exist. I'm just saying that they should be held accountable for things like that.
Isn't it outweighed by the sheer awesomeness of a Scorsese film and a Black Sabbath album?
Yeah, in a way.
No.
But the thing is that a Scorsese film and a Black Sabbath album are far and few between.
It's true.
Whereas there are thousands of Limp Bizkits and
I see what you mean. But the way and like System of a Down. I don't know.
I like System of a Down.
I get them all mixed up. Whatever you kids listen to these days. No, but the way I look at it is I can never listen to Limp Bizkit. So maybe I've heard like 4 minutes of Limp Bizkit in my life.
Right.
And I've heard like 1,000 hours of Black Sabbath. So
Right.
so that's awesome. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that I think the bad that comes out of the good is usually clogging up the entire artistic community and system of goodness. Like,
yeah.
I mean, okay, like, we can also talk about this about comics with, Watchmen and
Dark Knight.
Returns.
Yeah. Everything got gritty and
Yeah, and then,
Muscular.
out of that comes, X-Force and Youngblood,
Right.
and countless other shitty things.
still worth it though. Still worth it.
They're still good.
Yeah.
Not denying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that those people need to be held accountable for. And some of them realize that it's their fault.
They're deadbeat dads, basically.
Yeah,
They're the deadbeat dads
Yes, they are.
of poor creativity.
yeah, because they're not nurturing the children.
Oh yeah. So they've laid their seed,
Right,
but they haven't prevented that seed from going awry.
right.
Wow.
All right,
The things you learn.
yeah. Want to take a break?
Okay.
All right. Anything else you need to say about After Hours?
It's a good movie. I don't think so. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I think we got it all. I mean, could anyone have reviewed that better than us? I don't believe so.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
This guy did that one thing.
Yeah. It was okay.
We'll be back.
She's a wonderful lady and she's mine, all mine. And there doesn't seem a way that she won't come and lose my mind. It's too easy humming songs to a girl in yellow dress. It's been a long time since the party and the room is in a mess. The four kings of EMI are sitting stately on the floor. There are birds out on the sidewalk and a ballet at the door. He reminds me of a penguin with few and plaster hair. There's talcum powder on the letter, and the birthday boy is there. Why don't you cut your hair? Why don't you live up there? Why don't you do what I do? See what I feel when I care. Now they've darkened all the windows and the seats in Naugahyde. I've been waiting for an hour. I can't find a place to hide. The being known as Wonder Girl is speaking, I believe. It's not easy trying to tell her that I shortly have to leave. Why don't you be like me? Why don't you stop and see? Why don't you hate who I hate, kill who I kill to be free?
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Gutter Trash.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going all right.
Well, we looked it up.
Yeah.
You're right, Patricia Arquette, bringing out the dead.
Yeah.
And I was wrong about Scorsese's directing Alfred Justice.
Yep.
But
according to the trivia, though, he was in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a prior engagement. He was doing Jesus Christ Superstar. So they got the guy that did Free Willy too. Or is that the other one?
Oh, yeah, it was the other one.
But either way,
knows?
how bizarre is that? Free Willy 2 was directed by the guy that did a Steven Seagal movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Of
course, everybody needs a paycheck.
Hey, but I mean, we could be somebody years later, be like, did you know that the guy that directed Spy Kids directed a Steven Seagal movie?
I wouldn't call Machete a Steven Seagal movie.
But he's in it.
I'm hoping that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that Robert Rodriguez never actually directs a Steven Seagal movie.
What if they become like real good buddies on the side?
I think Steven Seagal is going away to jail for a long time.
Oh, really? What do you do?
He had some sex slaves that he held prisoner in his house or something like that.
Are you serious?
My facts are mostly wrong, but yes.
This came out after Machete was filmed?
Yeah.
Wow.
This came out a couple months ago.
Jeez. Yeah. I've never heard about it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Don't trust the guys with ponytails, kids. I have to go home and tell Theo. I was only kidding. You stay away from the ponytailed man.
I think you should just stay away from everyone.
Yeah.
Teach that kid to become a recluse and mistruster of people.
I'll buy him a box of comics and a video game.
There we go.
He'll be okay. I'll never leave the house. He's one of us now.
Maybe you should get him hooked on some magic just to reinforce it.
Yeah. Oh, wow, yeah. But see, sometimes they travel. I've seen them...
Oh, they travel in packs, but
Yeah.
They don't stray.
No, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they're in public places like a Steak and Shake or a
Right.
community college
Yeah.
playing their game.
Yeah. They weren't at the Steak and Shake I was at last night, I can tell you that much, so.
Lucky for you.
Yeah, lucky for me. Yeah, lucky for the Steak and Shake.
And, you know, I will say, once again, nothing against Magic. I used to be a Magic player. I've moved on.
Oh, everything.
I've moved away
Magic.
from it.
Everything against it. Everything. They're terrible people.
Some are polite. But then there's the other 90%.
There we go. I'd go higher than that. 95, 99, 99%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. So, wow, what was I going to say something else about?
Steak and Shake?
Yeah. Did you have an adventure Steak and Shake?
I don't know. Nothing that's thrilling or anything like that.
No.
My best friend and I went there last night, and she ordered a strawberry shake. And when you go to a place like Steak and Shake, and they have their ads that brag about how quality their shakes are, and they hand dip their shakes. And if you go to McDonald's, they just get it out of a machine. Boo-hoo. Yeah, well, Steak and Shake is now doing that too.
That's too bad. I mean, because Shake's in the name of the restaurant. It should be like one of their top quality items.
Right. Yeah, but no, she ordered a strawberry shake, and it was basically some sort of pink paste that they squeezed out of a bottle or something like that, and it was just the most artificial, nasty, shake-like substance that you've ever seen. It's pretty much exactly what you would get or expect at like a McDonald's or a Burger King.
But not at Wendy's.
But not a Wendy's because they don't have shakes.
They have the Frosty.
They do have a Frosty. But usually you go to a Steak and Shake, and it's like getting a handmade shake.
Yeah.
Vanilla ice cream, milk, and then cut up strawberries blended together. That is a real strawberry shake. Well, they have that. You have to pay $1 more for it and order it specifically as the very berry strawberry shake.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can't just say, I don't want that piece of crap, that wet noodle of a shake that you dangle in front of us.
Yeah. So that was pretty much that. And then we kept trying to get our waiter's attention. And there was a customer in there who I think thought he was the only customer in there.
Was he by himself?
No, he was with like his grandson or something like that. And he would flag down the waiter and then have like a 20-minute conversation with him.
Complaining, or he was buddies with him?
No, just like, well, how long has this place been here? Well, I think this place would be a good place for like truckers and stuff. And then, like, when the waiter finally left, he was, like, talking to his grandson, and he was like, well, I think I'm going to call the guys at the association and tell them about this place. I think they get a real kick out of this place. They should, form up some sort of business partnership with this place.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So things are looking good for Steak and Shake.
Apparently so.
Yeah. Because truckers, they usually go to truck stops.
Yeah.
Places where they can park their trucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really not that at a Steak and Shake.
Yeah, it's usually like this, it's almost like a concrete moat around,
Yeah.
around the Steak and Shake.
Also, not too many Steak and Shakes directly off of the highway.
Yeah, right. They're usually by the mall.
You're right, yeah. We were driving around yesterday, and we saw the, I don't know if you know this, but on Friday afternoons at the Kmart down the street, they usually have a car show.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. They're usually like old classic cars or like souped up cars and stuff like that.
Sweet.
And it's in the Kmart parking lot, which is a giant empty parking lot.
Yeah.
Because who the fuck shops at Kmart?
Exactly.
Well, then yesterday we're driving around and we see a similar car show at a McDonald's parking lot. At McDonald's is a fairly popular destination for cheap people and white trash.
Okay.
So the parking lot was full anyway from those people. And there's a car show there.
You're right.
And the McDonald's parking lot is also not usually big.
Not huge, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
just weird. They had like a tent set up.
Maybe like they had just left Kmart and one was like, we're sweet, and one's like, McDonald's, follow me! And they all went, I don't know. Yeah, if they had a tent set up, maybe not.
Yeah. This is also on a Saturday.
Well, was it a long way from Kmart? Did it take them 46 or 24 hours to get there?
For that many cars, yeah, that probably could have taken a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're just slow drivers.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to be cautious. They have these nice cars.
Right.
They don't want to bang any, scratch any paint off or anything. I went to a veterans club and played darts and pool while my lady friend did karaoke.
Ooh, that sounds awful.
Last night. It was actually fun. It was really good.
I just meant the karaoke part.
Oh, very well. The karaoke, some of it was awful, some of it was amazing. Trying to think of what my favorite one was. Well, obviously, my girlfriend's, I liked hers a lot. She did a Grease song and a Lady Gaga song, which I'd never heard the Lady Gaga song before. Very beautiful, very well done. But I think my favorite was, and this is going to sound like I'm making fun of the guy, and I swear I'm not, because I seriously almost cried because it was so pretty. I swear. This autistic guy did Purple Rain. And
well, how do you know he was autistic?
He's a friend of, I think he's like a family member of Kathleen's friend who was graduating. And he was very talkative and odd, and I was like, that guy's a little odd. And Kathleen's like, well, he's autistic. And then later on, he did Purple Rain, and it was just like, I mean, he was into it, and people were like, like when he would hit, like the chorus or whatever, people were singing along, and like going like, go Brad, and it was really heartwarming. It really was. And like, I love Purple Rain anyway. It's one of my favorite albums ever. So that was probably my favorite song. But I had fun playing darts with a couple dudes, Bill and Tom, I think. Twins, high energy twins. They were hilarious. Have you ever played darts in a bar?
Once or twice.
I think I've only played 3 times ever, and 2 of them were last night. So
that only counts as once.
Okay. Well then. Well, we played and then we left.
No, that's all
Oh,
it counts as
okay.
once.
Okay.
Because it was on the same shindig.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You need to have at least a day separation before you can say that you played twice.
all right. How if I left the place, went home, and was like, damn it, I want to play more. And I went
No,
back?
it's still once.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I might have to disagree.
You can say you played 2 games,
Right.
but you've only played once.
I gotcha.
That counts as once.
So I guess I've only had sex with my first girlfriend once. I thought it was twice, but
Yeah.
okay. Damn it! Sorry, Tammy Lynn. Wish I could have been there for you.
Oh, how disappointed do you think she feels?
Oh, believe me, I heard an
She
earful
does
of that
not
night.
at all feel disappointed. Yeah. Probably relieved.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, but that's another story.
Oh. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, what?
But yeah, I do not support karaoke. I just want to say that. I do not support karaoke at all.
Well, that's fine.
No,
That's fine.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I just, I don't care. It's awful. It's a terrible thing that should never have been invented. And for that, I hate the Japanese.
Did they invent the karaoke?
I think so, yeah. I think it's a Japanese invention.
It sounds kind of Japanese. I mean, just
Right.
a word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of other reasons to hate the Japanese,
Yeah.
found out the other day that I could have gone to Japan for 3 weeks. And because of a Japanese guy, I am not. So mostly I just hate that guy.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
And the guy who actually did get to go, which isn't me.
Yeah. Yeah, I could understand that completely. That would be a nice little vacation,
Yes, it would.
even if you were working,
Yeah.
which it would have been, but still.
Hey, it's a once in a lifetime experience that this asshole has now gotten twice and bitched about it the entire fucking time. So fuck that guy. I should have fucking gone.
Sore spot. I'm detected.
A little bit. Mostly I just want to go and do real karaoke
Yeah, of course.
in its native land.
Would you? Would you do karaoke if you
Fuck
went?
no.
If you went there for a business
I
trip
wouldn't do karaoke if you paid me $1 million to do karaoke.
But it's
Or
fun.
even 1,000,000 yen.
Well, that's less, you know.
I know it's
Okay,
less.
Okay. But I mean,
It's like, what, $1?
yeah, some if that. I've only done karaoke a couple times. Well, maybe once. No, a couple times. But it's not my thing. But I kind of like watching karaoke.
Why? Why would you?
It's an interesting version, to see like your layman, your average Joe, doing
And there's a reason why they're laymen and average Joes,
know.
because they're not professional musicians.
But like everything that I like is mostly like I like comics by people that aren't professional comics people, and I like music by people that aren't professional music people. I like people doing stuff that they shouldn't have no business doing it. Those are my favorite things. I like when I go to restaurants, I'm like, can the kid that takes out the garbage prepare my meal, please? It would just be so much better for me. And when I go to the doctor, I'm like, this man over here that's been waiting for hours to get his leg looked at, can I have him do my operation? I like it when, when people get a chance
Alright.
to live their dream.
Alright.
I feel bloated.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that time of the month?
Yeah. I've been eating a lot lately. Had a big old breakfast, and then we ate some burritos.
So you've had 2 meals in a day at the proper time that you would have those meals, and then there's still a third one left.
I know, but I haven't done anything today. Just kind of sit around.
You've watched a movie and you've done most of a podcast.
That's true. Yeah, it's kind of like farmer's work. Oh, can I tell you this? Speaking of farmer,
sure.
this is kind of a story.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, yesterday morning, I took yesterday off because I was going to that, karaoke graduation thing. Yeah.
Because you needed a full day off of work to prepare. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Had to learn my song. And, it's hard to find a Kylie Minogue CD in this town, but no, I was hanging out at my house. I was cleaning the house with my roommate Doogie, and he said, "Hey, when we're done cleaning, do you want to ride downtown with me? I got to pick up some milk." And I was like, well, downtown? Where are you going downtown? And he's like, oh, well, he's like, I was thinking about maybe heading by the 2nd Street Market, but that's not where I'm buying the milk. I just pick up the milk. And I was like, well, what do you mean? Where do you pick it up at? And apparently, like a month ago, he bought a share of a cow because he doesn't want to drink pasteurized milk. He wants to drink milk with the proper bacteria and enzymes that cows intend for us to have, right? So, I'm not making fun of him, but so he bought a share of a cow because it's illegal to sell non-pasteurized milk. Like it's like a health violation. But if you own the cow, you can do whatever you want. You can ingest your own milk. So him and like 6 other people bought a share of a cow. And I get in his truck with him, and we ride downtown, and I kid you not, he pulls into an alley downtown, and there's a truck parked in the alley with a like a little trailer. It's like a pickup truck with a trailer attached to it. And we get out, and I like, I'm like, oh, okay, we parked in the alley, and we like get out, and I start walking up the sidewalk, and he walks over to the truck, and I look over, and he's standing by this truck, and I was like, what? And he pulls a key out of his pocket, and he unlocks the trailer of the truck, and he steps inside. It's one of those where you can walk inside, and he steps inside, and I like follow him over there and like stick my head in, and it's like this darkened trailer. There's no lights except for like the lights of video cameras that are taping you if you're in there, and there's just milk everywhere, like crates of milk. And so he picks up a gallon of milk, and he writes his name on a piece of paper, and he leaves it in the trailer, and he closes the door and locks it back, and he like just closes the door and like nonchalantly looks over at me like, yeah, you ready? That sort of thing. And I swear, I was just like frozen. I was like, are you fucking serious? We just bought black market milk? And like even on the label, like there's no like it's just in a clear white. You know how they're usually like white, but it has like
right.
Elsie the cow or whatever on the side. It was just a blank white gallon jug of milk, but on the cap there's a little circular sticker that says "not for resale." That's all it says on it.
All right. Alright.
I know, it's hard to, like, wrap your brain around.
Yeah. So, let's start with the basics here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Drinking non-pasteurized milk. Is that really beneficial?
He thinks that the pasteurization process, also gets out some of the nutrients and some of the good, elements
Right.
that are naturally occurring in milk. And his argument is that until 100 years ago, there was no pasteurization. That's what people have always drank.
Right.
But also, up until 100 years ago, life expectancy wasn't as high, and
Right.
people had all kinds of other health problems.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a give and take.
Right. So then, so like what? Somebody just called him and said, "Hey, the shipment's here."
Oh no, there's. I know. I asked him. I was like, what? There's no like secret handshake or knock you have to do. And he said that the guy just parks it down there on the weekends. Like he parks the trailer for the whole weekend.
Right. But he videotapes all who come in
case you, I don't know, like maybe take too much or like I don't know. Or if you narc on him, that way he'd brush your face. Or, I'm not sure.
But of course, he owns 1/6 of this cow, so does that even matter then? Or?
You mean well,
like the
whatever percentage, like
legality part of it, I guess. Or
well, I mean, I think
like why if he owns a sixth of this cow,
yeah,
why is this in a back alley?
Yeah.
With a truck with security cameras.
Well, I think he's only allowed, because I think whatever portion, I don't know if it's literally a sixth, but whatever portion he owns, he's only allowed to take a gallon a week.
Uh-huh.
And it ends up, like, I was like, well, what is the math? Well, what does that come out to? And he's like, that's about $7 a gallon.
That's insane.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I guess my final question. Is the truck refrigerated?
Yeah, the trailer is, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it was, like, creepy, I swear, because, like, he opened the trailer door, and it's dark, but there's, like, that cold fog that comes out of it. Yeah. And I was like, it's like some bovine crime noir, you know? It was weird.
Wow.
It was the weirdest thing, though.
Alright. Well, that's, does he have a job?
Yeah, he works.
Okay.
He works on a farm.
Okay, alright. So he's not just wasting $7 a gallon on
like government money.
milk.
Right. No, I know. Yeah, he's got a full-time job.
Alright. Well, I think with that is a perfect segue to pick my next comic.
Oh,
yeah.
The Man-Eating Cow.
No.
Oh,
no.
that one great.
But you said this is like some sort of dairy noir thing. The next book I'm picking, ironically enough, and in good old gutter trash fashion, is called Noir.
That's what it's called?
It's called Noir.
Sweet.
It's a Dark Horse anthology comic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know of which you speak.
Yes. So we're gonna give the anthology thing a try again.
Sweet. And the noir thing a try.
And the noir thing was it's a staple.
Yeah.
It's a gutter trash staple.
Yeah. We likes it. Sweetness. Hopefully there's some sort of cheese or milk product inside.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Maybe I could submit the story for an upcoming.
Yeah.
That was great. I'll have Doogie write it and I'll throw it. It's like, there I was in the alley.
Alright.
Well, I'm excited.
Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so.
You can subscribe to Gutter Trash at iTunes or directly at guttertrash.net. If you go to iTunes, please leave us a review. You can email us at eric@guttertrash.net or jason@guttertrash.net. For more info, you can find us on Facebook, or you can go to seanborn.net or buyerbeware.guttertrash.net. Listen to our sister podcast, League Night, at league.guttertrash.net. Thank you for listening. Until next time.